The other day I came across this TikTok and it got me thinking. The TikTok was about a mom who was suggesting that we should prevent our children from information about political events, conflicts, or wars happening around us these days. And she was not referring to small children. She was suggesting that this information is unnecessary to teens too. In my opinion, if you are not talking to your children about the mess in the world that is happening right now, you are not preventing them from negative information. You are simply allowing someone else to form their opinion. If you are not leading conversations with your children about the world's political situation, then TikTok, Instagram, and their friends will. And that guidance can often be emotional, biased, ignorant, and completely wrong. So the real question is not whether they should be exposed to the world's ugliness, but rather who and how will explain the situation to them, whether it will be you or the internet. Some moms believe that if they will avoid the ugly topics, their children will remain calm and safe. They will avoid difficult conversations about wars, extremism, or injustice. They believe that selective exposure equals emotional safety. But then, the same child sits on the sofa and watches Stranger Things or even darker TV shows. Their brain consumes even more detailed fear and violence, just in a fictional packaging. We already know that our brain reacts exact same way to whatever we are watching on the TV and to the life events. Our brain does not really separate fictional violence from real conflicts. So while we are trying to prevent our children from the news, they consume chaos through entertainment. The difference? There is no purpose in entertainment. It's suffering for the sake of suffering. In fact, when we choose not to discuss wars or other ugly events with them, we are not protecting them from negativity. We only distance them from the world's context. And like that, we are actually helping them to become ignorant, selective, and quite often selfish thinking. We must speak to our children about the world, so they will not get surprised or shocked when they will accidentally come across some breaking news. Being informed, it's not paranoia, nor it's spreading fear. It's actually the opposite. It a priori gives them background to all the stories on Instagram or TikTok they are going to come across later. And it gives them a chance to ask questions, try to understand the situation from their point of view. Now, in order to guide our children on the world's events, we must do a little bit more than only reading the headlines ourselves. We don't have to become experts, but we do need to be prepared. We have to understand context, know a little bit of history, recognize propaganda, and find the way how to share all that information with them without making it too emotional, but with the curiosity to understand more. It can also be that when you will start speaking with your child, you will understand that they already have an opinion formed. And this opinion is very straightforward. This is right, this is wrong. They are all bad, it's all unfair. And here you should understand that it's not stubbornness nor silliness, it's a simple biology. Young people's brains are wired to always seek approval from their friends for survival. Their brains are still developing, especially the part that is responsible for long-term thinking. So the world has two modes, very good or very bad to them. It's normal. Since the majority of kids nowadays live a good life and their basic needs were never challenged, they live in stable homes with full fridges, power of speech, and opportunities to study wherever they want, it's only normal that they promote higher values, like justice, freedom, and absolute peace to no matter what. And we are not here to argue with them that peace is beautiful and freedom is precious. But it's our right to tell them that ideologies formed on TikTok and not connected to global, historical, or political context are very fragile and easy to break. We all know that idealism is common to young people and it's fertilizer, stability, and comfort that we are providing to our children. But the good thing here that societies, in order to function normally, need both their young, naive idealism and our mature, structured realism. Without idealism, systems usually become very rusty, and without realism, systems simply collapse. So if you feel that your child's opinion about the current events in the world might be based on some trendy ideas, your job here is not to shut them off, but actually the opposite. Get curious about their point of view. Try to expand their thinking by asking for deeper information. Not to interrogate them, but to make them want to support their arguments with some wider knowledge. Very likely that after learning more information, they will change their mind themselves. But we don't care about winning an argument here. What we care is to promote critical thinking. Because what is also important for us as parents to understand is that when some political or ideological ideas become trendy, going against it for them feels very dangerous. Opposing for young people, whether it's in person or online, might feel like an actual pain. But that does not mean that they cannot process information when they have a good hook. So keep giving them those hooks, respectfully and patiently. And later they will form their own opinion that is beyond the simple right and wrong, and also beyond the social approval. Now, when we show them the other side of normal, when we introduce them to injustice and pain, we should also show them that history is full of not only dictators and wars, but also reformers, peacemakers, educators, scientists, and ordinary people who every day try to make life better. The world has found ways to win over the bad guys many times before. It will do it again. Our task is not to raise children who are unaware or afraid of leaders like Putin or Gaddafi. Our task is to raise children who are wiser and ethically stronger than them. And here we can start today by teaching them how to separate regimes from nations, religions from extremism, and ideologies from fanaticism. And use your freedom to question all ideas with curiosity and openness. Despite the good vibes only and peace to everyone trends, our goal is to raise thinking adults. Adults who can hold peace in one hand and realism in the other. Adults who want to challenge propaganda with knowledge and facts. Adults who can belong to a group without losing their individuality. Adults who will build working systems based on ideology mixed with critical thinking, and not on fake news, fear, or big egos. So it's on us now to find best ways how we can share our experience and our knowledge. Because just in few decades, our children will run our companies, schools, and countries. They will inherit the world. And we cannot prepare them by pretending that ugly does not exist. In history, the world has never had peace everywhere, so most likely it will continue face wars. But if we do our job well, the next generation will not be fragile in front of it. They will be ready. Thank you for watching this episode. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and see you next week.